For the first 6 months, a baby lives, learns and loves almost entirely through its mouth. For the next 70 years or so, the mouth will be its main organ for communication, and everything the body needs for growth will be taken in through it. Many aspects of the mouth are among the most interesting in the human body, and its development from baby to adult one of the most complex, as X-rays reveal. At birth, hidden by the gums, the temporary or milk teeth are already partly formed. Even at this early age, the minute buds of the first permanent teeth are developing deep within the jaws. During the next 2 years, the temporary front teeth erupt through the gums. Even as the temporary teeth are growing, behind them the permanent front teeth develop. Around the age of 6, the first permanent molars break through. By 7, the jaws seem full of teeth. Some of the temporary teeth are being lost, and the permanent teeth pushing through to replace them. By about 10, there's room for the final permanent molars to form, often called the wisdom teeth. "20 years of growth and a fully developed mouth. Jaws and teeth are arranged for life." As the jaws and teeth grow, so do the soft tissues. The gums are the surface skin, a constantly renewing surface protecting the junction between teeth and bone. Then the tongue, 2/3 in the mouth, 1/3 in the pharynx, almost all muscle. Of the many muscles in this area, the largest are for chewing. They move the jaw. Servicing the whole area is a profusion of nerves, motor, sensory and autonomic, interwoven with a network of blood vessels, from arteries to the finest capillaries. So near the surface is the capillary network, it's plainly visible through the mucous membrane and gives the mouth its pink-red colour. The soft palate and uvula, all part of a complex and perfectly evolved system. The mandible, or lower jaw, has sideways and rotary actions, as well as a powerful closing action. Movements made possible by a form of hinge and sliding joint between mandible and skull. The front teeth are sharp to cut and tear. The lips form a seal to retain both food and drink. Biting is voluntary. Chewing involves many reflex and unconscious actions. The tongue maneuvers food between the molar teeth, where it's crushed into small pieces, ready for swallowing. To swallow, the tongue rises to the roof of the mouth and forces the food into the throat. At normal speed, the whole process of mastication and swallowing is extremely quick. The mouth includes many safety devices. Just as a baby uses its mouth to test objects, so does an adult. The tongue, the mucous membrane and the lips are among the most sensitive areas of the body. Between the ice and the coffee, there's a difference of 70 degrees centigrade, extremes which other skin surfaces find hard to tolerate. The lips can sense temperatures accurately and tell us when they're acceptable. With food, too, the mouth protects the body, distinguishing the acceptable from the unwanted. It's extremely sensitive to shape, size and texture of objects and rejects them when unsuitable. Test this with a metal pellet. Of course, teeth can be broken on things like this, but it doesn't happen often. The moment the teeth detect the ball, the jaws stop closing. Where the tooth surfaces bit the metal, the forces may be extremely high. Yet the teeth didn't break and the chewing stopped. Why? The answer's not to be found at the top of the tooth. The enamel, almost entirely mineral, has no feeling. Though only 1 or 2 millimeters thick, it's nearly as hard as diamond. Beneath the protective enamel is the more sensitive dentine, and beneath that, the dental pulp, containing blood capillaries and nerve endings. But it's the periodontal membrane linking tooth and jawbone which is the major safety device. During chewing, the fibers act as multiple shock absorbers. It's the nerves here which transmit the main warning of excessive pressure. All in all, a complex and highly efficient safety system. Teeth are tough. The hardness of enamel gives great durability. His teeth formed 1,000 years ago, yet they've not decomposed. But enamel has one weakness. It can be attacked by acid. It'll dissolve in a concentration no greater than plain lemon juice. Once the surface of the enamel has been dissolved away, the network of its structure is exposed and unprotected. But in the mouth, the dissolving action of acids, like lemon juice, is slowed down because of the protection given by saliva. It washes and cleans, and is also slightly alkaline. Glands at the back of the jaw and below the tongue secrete this sticky liquid, which moistens the whole area. Each day, about 3/4 of a litre of saliva pours into the mouth, ending up as around 600 separate swallows. Only during sleep does saliva flow nearly stop. Hard particles which might harm the body are wrapped in saliva, which also lubricates the mouth and pharynx. The constant flow helps wash away food debris. Many factors increase the rate of saliva flow. Merely looking at food can stimulate the flow, or smelling it, or even talking about it. Saliva is also necessary for another function of the mouth. Only when foods are in solution can they be tasted. A dry lump of sugar is tasteless until saliva starts to dissolve it. Taste is detected by thousands of minute taste buds. Those at the back of the tongue are grouped in clusters below the surface. Saliva, with food in solution, reaches them through narrow channels. There are only 4 basic tastes: sour, a reaction to acids; sweet; bitter, and salt. But the way in which we identify so many different flavours is largely by our sense of smell. Tastes and smells are often confused, but the sense of smell is much more discriminating. Aromas are detected at the back of the nose, and what you think you're tasting, you may in fact be partly smelling. Without sight and smell, onion could be confused with apple. Taste, when combined with smell, is another device to guard the body. Yet the mouth is a main point of entry for microorganisms, possibly millions every day. They're mainly bacteria, and their presence is natural. Though sometimes harmful, in a healthy mouth they normally exist in a state of balance. Because we eat soft, sticky foods, rather than raw and tough foods, a minute layer of saliva and food debris forms around and in between the teeth. It becomes bound to the tooth surface. When left undisturbed, bacteria grow, and after a few hours, a layer called plaque forms. Magnifying 17,000 times, we can see the bacteria within the plaque. At first, they're relatively harmless, but soon the layer thickens as the bacteria flourish, using sucrose from sweet foods to coat themselves in a form of glue. Unless cleaned away, the bacteria will convert this sugar into lactic acid. This weakens the tooth enamel, which dissolves, opening the rest of the tooth to attack. Beneath the damaged surface, the decay has already penetrated much further. The unique development of the human mouth is speech. It draws on the whole mouth's sensitivity and dexterity. Palate, tongue, teeth, and lips all work in precise coordination to mould and shape the simple sounds produced by the larynx into intelligible speech, in infinite variety.
Mag ik u heel erg bedanken. Thank you very much.
This, then, is our mouth, the channel connecting our body with the outside world. With it, we select the materials we need. Served by a delicate system of nerves, blood vessels, and muscles. The growth of the mouth is one of the most complicated developments in the human body. From first to last, it's the medium through which we express our ideas and communicate our needs.